Stay safe. Forrest smiles and gives me a little nod. Did he just smile at me? Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to the Edge of the Sky. We're officially on chapter 3, which is the latest one, I believe. It's gonna be tough now. We're gonna have nothing left after this one. It's been 2 days since I was handed the mission with 6. I haven't seen 6 at all since that day, although I've passed by some of the other members here and there. We haven't seen 9 or 3 in a hot minute either. I've been focusing on reading more about phase and training in the sim room, trying not to spend too much time thinking. But a few minutes ago I got a message request from the most unlikely person through my arrow asking me to come up to the rooftop. I wonder what for once. I haven't seen him so long. I haven't seen him since that day. Thinking back to that day in the command center still makes my stomach twist in knots, but seeing 4 again, it'll be really nice to see him in a situation outside of life and a death, situation of a life and death one. Reaching the rooftop made me look for 4. 4. The guy I'm supposed to go after, but everyone's swaying me. I completely stop and I notice someone is with him. This chick, this stupid chick. In the distance, I see one of the phase staff I saw in the elevator a few days ago with 4. I'm trying to decide if I should walk over to them or not when I see Soyun shove a bag at 4. He reaches out to take it, but Soyun lets go before his hands are completely on it and it hits the floor. They both stare at it for a moment, with Soyun making no motions to pick it up. 4 reaches down to grab the bag without a word. What the hell? That was rude. What's going on? Shoving bags at each other? Guess I should have expected that from her, though. Najid wasn't available to do your park run for you. Park run. You should really be thanking me for even doing this. I don't like that creepy woman any more than you. Yeah, thanks. 4's voice is dripping with sarcasm, but the woman doesn't seem to catch it at all. Is that everything? Her voice shakes as she rubs her arm. I'm sure you understand I have no desire to be around some mentally unstable killer. Mentally unstable? Go, I'm not keeping you. Soyun practically runs from 4, headed in my direction. I don't know if I was supposed to hear all that, but there's no time for me to hide anywhere. Soyun's eyes and mine meet, and she halts for a moment as she passes me. Are you meeting with that psycho? If you mean 4, then yes. Soyun looks at me out of the corner of her eye. You seem normal enough. You're new, right? You haven't been here long enough to have Dr. Park implant her machines in you. Though if you're in Phantom Alpha, I imagine you must have some anyway. What? Machines? Do you have a problem with Augs? It's certainly not common, but I didn't expect anyone in phase would. I have a problem with anyone who sacrifices their humanity for a little power. Still, you're going to meet up alone with that psycho. I think you should know about him. Never know when he might go off and snap. Snap? What are you even talking about? Just because you're their teammate doesn't mean you can trust them. He probably killed the other participants in Project Angmar himself? Killed? What's Project Angmar? I've done my good deed by warning you. You should ask him yourself. He can probably hear us anyway with his freakish hearing. Just don't say you weren't warned. Soyun hurries off down the steps. I'm left alone on the rooftop with 4, feeling extremely confused and nervous. I glance at 4, but his back is turned away from me. Come on, 7, this is your teammate. You've been through a lot with him already. You can trust him. We already trust 5. There's like something flying near my mic. I take a deep breath, steel myself, and walk up to him. When I do, he doesn't turn to me. Instead, he looks blankly over the railing, arms crossed. Looking closer at his face, I feel like I see something else too. Just tired. A kind of exhaustion that reaches down into the soul. He had to have heard all that. I'm thinking about how to even remotely breach a topic when 4 sighs. Inzo Kong, subject 4. Last living participant in Project Angmar. Angmar? Park's one big failure. What? Confusion hits me like a ton of bricks of his sudden statement. Inzo Kong. Is that his name? Wait, you're telling me your name too? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not ready for this. The fact that he just told me like that. I didn't... Enzo? Wow, your name is so cool. Enzo Kong? Kong? King? As if it was no big deal. For his eyes flick over to me. That's what she was talking about. What is Project Angmar? Is that really your name though, Enzo? I mean, if you don't feel comfortable talking about it though. I'm sorry that she said all of that. Project Angmar was meant to create perfectly enhanced rats. Rats. Phase's master assassins, only better. Forrest sighs quietly, his eyes turning back over to Olympia's horizon. The failure rate for bodies accepting the Angmar Oggs was high, higher than any of the scientists predicted. Then they fucked up and 73 other rats died. Forrest scowls. They couldn't figure out why I didn't die. Park looked at my malfunctions and decided that survivor or not, I'm a fucking failure. I didn't work like she wanted me to. I was broken, so no way she was going to call me a success. She looked at her damn numbers and called me a failure. Broken or not, failure or not, I'm still expected to do my job. Me being in the Alpha team is proof of what they were aiming to create. I nod slowly. If a failure can be an alpha, then I can't really imagine what a success would be like. Forrest's eyes glow red. Ah! That scared me. Why does he look like that? Forrest's eyes glow red as he turns to look at me. I can see your vitals, and walls, or not, everyone else in the building and in the city around us. Useful for my job, but it comes with some side effects. It feels like I'm never alone. Like people are always surrounding me, closing in on me. Sometimes I feel like I can't breathe. Or runs his fingers through his hair. The Oggs don't work perfectly. There's a reason they killed so many others. I get migraines. Sometimes they activate on their own. I see too much, I hear too much, and sometimes I can't turn it off. Even if I go hide somewhere, I'm still surrounded. The only real peace I get is when I'm asleep. That's awful. Beyond that, I mean, I don't have words, and none of it's your fault. That woman got it all wrong. What she said was horrible, and Dr. Park, I just don't know what to think. But thank you for trusting me with this. I had no idea he's carrying so much pain. It's no secret around here, and I just wanted you to hear it from me. I look up at Ford, trying not to tear up myself, wishing I could do something for him. Can I give you a hug? My girl, it's literally me. That's all I can do. Can I just give you a hug? It's not much, but it's all I can do. He didn't like my hug at the first time, but I kept that choice anyway. I still hugged him. Ford looks off to the side for a moment, shifting his body towards me as he turns back. It looks a little stiff, but he drops his arm to his sides. Okay. You just gonna... okay? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because no, there's no takesy-backsies, okay? His voice is so quiet, and yet I hear him perfectly fine. I'm shocked that he's actually letting me, but I throw my arms around him without hesitation. I give him my best hug, squeezing him tight. Ford awkwardly pats me on the back, but it's endearing somehow. He's trying, even if he isn't real good at it. That's when I realize something is poking me in the side. I pull back and look down in confusion at Ford's jacket. Oh, here. Ford pulls out a can of caramel latte. What? You had a drink in your pocket? I reach out to grab the drink and realize that it's really warm. Do you just get this before you came up here? I got it on the way here. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh my god. He's trying to make sure he has a place in my heart still. He knows all these other guys are wavering my heart. He's just making sure to keep mine. Really? I don't think I've seen a vending machine anywhere all that close, but maybe I missed one. Anyway, he clears his throat. I called you up here because I want to talk to you about the mission with 6. Can you please clarify if your name was really Enzo Kang? Kong? I don't know. Sometimes some of the words have to be pronounced differently. The mission, what about it? Is it finally time to start? Ford nods. And I'm going with you guys. The mission is real discreet. Yeah, no kidding. I don't even understand exactly what we're doing. We're going to catch some rats. In just 45-minute time, Ford and I arrive at the slums. I get out of the parked car. The slums where we landed last time. Memories of that night try to rush in, but I cut them off. This isn't that. We've got control of phase now. It'll be okay. I have to do my job. Okay, we still got time. Oh my god, you scared the living hell out of me, Ford. But still, you look cool. Ford looks around, his eyes glowing. He wordlessly begins to move in one direction, and I follow. Ford finally stops by a dark wall. 6. I look around in confusion, trying to spot 6. When the figure emerges out of the darkness, I realize 6 had been leaning against the wall the entire time. He greets us, eyes smiling. Hey, Somehow his eyes seem off though. I wonder if he's gotten any rest lately, or did mention they'd been keeping him busy. Wait, can we look at him again and appreciate his eyes? So sorry. His eyes, my guy. What? Can't. Silently with not but a hand motion, he leads us down an alley. We head off into a different street and into a darkened building off to the side somewhere. Taking down its mask, Four looks around, looking up at the building across from us. That'll be where I'm going. I'll keep watch for you guys and see if my target shows up. See you after the mission is done. Oh, good luck. Stay safe. Four smiles and gives me a little nod. Did he just smile at me? Oh. Acting as if nothing happened, he simply walks off, heading somewhere behind the other building. Everyone is slowly opening up to us. This is great. I watch Forrest back, feeling happy about what just happened. But I can't help but feel nervous about letting him go somewhere alone after what happened last time. Perhaps feeling my eyes on him, Four turns back to look at me for just a second, then disappears into the building. Oh, that was so sweet. He turned back to see me real quick. Turn back to 6. What now? We're gonna go look for someone. We've narrowed down the location is somewhere in this complex. I'll know when we've found the right room. Then we wait. It's someone I've been looking for a while now, but wasn't able to catch on my own. I see. Right, let's go. As quietly as you can. I'm no master of stealth, but I'll do my best. We walk along the walkways, following his footsteps and walking as quietly as possible. We look in different rooms with me keeping guard. Though the doors are locked, 6 doesn't seem to have any trouble getting past them and getting us where we need to go. After a few minutes, the silence is starting to wear on me. It reminds me of when we were at Kairos. When 6 stops at a door that takes a little longer to get through, I sigh. 6 chuckles quietly. We're past the worst of it, I think. So you can talk. Might help your nerves. Oh, I can? 6 gives a little nod. This is the room I was looking for. 4 will let us know if the target is approaching, so don't worry. Fidgeting, I try to think of what to talk about. Premium choice, guys! I'll say we're going with this one. Ask something more personal. I decide to take the rare opportunity to ask some personal questions. Shoot, there's even more choices after that one? Oop. Say this. Are you in 4 close? Are there any places in Olympia that you like to go? What do you do to relax after a long mission? Damn it, I wanted the question of like, what was he before an operative? But I guess this one, since it's a premium choice, are you in 4 close? This is just an observation, but are you in 4 close? 6 smiles happily at the mention of 4. Very good at observation. We are. We started out as roommates back when we were just trainees. Oh, is that how you met? In a way. We met before we found out that we were assigned the same room. How we met is a whole nother story. Are you going to spill? Sounds like an interesting meeting. Oh, it was. Will you tell me the story? 6 is quiet for a while and I think he might just ignore me, but looking at him, I can see the mischievous little smile on his lips. Alright, since you're curious, the story isn't as crazy or outrageous as you might think. What happened was, 6 pauses for a moment, frowning in concentration as he wiggles lockpicks in the locks. 4 was sleeping out in one of the training rooms, out of the mattresses. I forgot something out there and was coming to try and look for it, but I ended up tripping over him in the dark. Landed face first into a mountain of mattresses. He laughs at the memory and I find myself smiling too. He didn't even wake up then, just cracked an eye open to look at me and rolled right over and went back to sleep. Yeah, I can definitely see him doing that. Almost too well, really. 6 nods solemnly, though there was a heavy sparkle in his eyes still. After that, we actually got assigned as roommates, and I didn't realize it was him until I heard him speak. What do you mean? The first thing he said to me was, try not to trip over me again. Gil. Sounds so much like 4 that I can hear his voice in my head. I can't stop myself from laughing. It reminds me of my little encounter with him in the lounge, and I only laugh harder. It takes me a minute or 2 to fully calm down. I feel better that I wasn't the only person to have something like that happen with 4. 6 pauses his work for a moment, closing his eyes to take a deep breath before going back to it. Are you feeling alright? You must be exhausted. Our target should be here really soon, so we need to get into position. That doesn't really answer my question, but I decided to push it off for now. I decide to keep an eye on him though, just in case. Exhaustion is no joke. Six finally gets the door and quickly ushers me inside with a quick wave. Yeah, nice corner of a wall here. It's dark and I find myself cursing that I didn't get those upgraded night vision Augs. And this is where we're gonna stop for today because we're already here at the 15-minute mark. But so far, it seems like chapter 3 is very much like 4 geared, so I'm not too mad about it because 4 is who I want to try to go after. Obviously 5 has my heart forever, but I can't put my whole heart into it yet because his art hasn't been completed, so can't fall for him yet. Don't know if he's gonna be too charming for my heart. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
의미 없는 감정 소모해 반복된 시속 속에 이젠 난 지겨워지려네 반복된 시속 속에